What's going on, everybody? Zero Star Heads here today to do my manga review for the first chapter of Hard-Boiled Cop and Dolphin. Very weird name, wasn't really knowing what to expect coming into this, but let's go ahead and get into this review. I do want to say very quickly though that the reason I'm doing this video is because one of my subscribers left a comment asking me to do this. So Daniel Cunningham, I think is how you pronounce your name, this one's for you. And if at any point in this review you end up enjoying this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for more anime and manga content. So this series is made by the creator of Beelzebub and also another series called Hungry Maria. I think that's how you say it, Hungry Maria. Beelzebub I never got into, but I knew it was a really popular series, and Hungry Marie, I really liked the first two chapters when it first came out, but never really got too into it. So this is really the first work from this manga creator that I really got into, but he has been very successful in Shonen Jump before. I want to start off by saying, like, I really love the first two pages, like the color pages we got. Very beautiful. Whole kind of introduction we got of like them talking about how, like, you know, all these animals on the planet, but like, you know, more than half of them, like I think 90% or whatever, is in the ocean, and how most of them we haven't even discovered yet. Thought that was really cool. As a kid, I always wanted to like be a marine biologist growing up. I always thought the ocean was so mysterious and just interesting, so it really gripped me right away with that little intro, so I thought that was cool. And then right off the bat we meet our main character, Sanjima, who is like this hard-boiled cop, obviously, and like it was really funny, like, you know, we have this hostage scene going on, and when he goes in there and like gives him 3 different choices, but each choice was like he was gonna punch him. I thought that was really funny. And then like very quickly we see he gets fired, but he does get relocated into a different police department. First thing, when he gets into the island, we meet this girl who's a police officer who like gives the man a salute, and like her freaking top of her shirt falls out. And I like how he said something about how like, oh, people who get those nosebleeds, that's so ridiculous and whatnot. And of course he gets a nosebleed. I also thought it was funny how like his first couple panels of him had like blood inside the panels just to show how badass he was. It was pretty funny. The humor did catch me right off the bat. I did enjoy it. And then we get that little car ride with them talking about the girl who could talk to dolphins, which was really weird. I was okay. And then, you know, we get to hear about this big cult that's been missing. Okay, some interesting stuff to kind of, you know, figure out down the line. And then boom, you see this actual like dolphin policeman. That catch me so off guard. When I read the title and it said Hard-Boiled Cop and Dolphin, I thought like the dolphin was gonna be like the little girl being able to speak. I wasn't expecting there to be an actual police dolphin. It was pretty funny. It catch me off guard. I do want to bring up very quickly though how I think it's just a little bit of an unfortunate timing to have a series covering police officers. As you guys know, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on into the world. But I did try and just take the series and enjoy it for what it is. But it did just feel like a little bit of a bad time for a series centered around police. But, you know, they probably had the series ready for like a long time. They didn't know this stuff was going to happen. So I just tried to focus on the manga. And then we get the scene where like the man's like smoking with the new dolphin police officer, and like they have this scene where he's like, yeah, just don't smoke around my daughter. And he's like, okay. And then the daughter like showed up and he like punched him. He's like, what? Like, I didn't know she was there. He's like, you should have jumped inside the water. I thought that was pretty funny. And then we get the scene with like this is the part of this chapter that like I didn't like so much. Like the first half of the chapter, from the very beginning, the setup, and then like the story leading up to that point, I thought it was really funny. I thought it was really cool. Really enjoyed it. The last half of the chapter is where I didn't really like it so much, like with the whole the police stop they did with the guys recording and doing their live stream. I don't know, like it just didn't really like I wasn't really like that interested in those couple pages. It kind of like took me out of the series for a bit. I don't know. It might be because of the recent events, but also just could be like it just wasn't really gripping me. I did like though how they explained that like a lot of Japanese police officers go their whole career without even shooting their gun, which is pretty cool. And but then like as soon as he said that, you see them shoot their gun, but they do it to actually shoot the bullet, to shoot the tires to save the girl who's in the street. So it was fine. So far I think the series is really funny, and I want to see where it goes, but I'm not necessarily like hooked on it yet, if I'm being honest. I think what really shines in this series is definitely the humor, but what keeps me interested is kind of like what's going to go on with this cult. I think we need to know more about that girl. Like I thought the girl was going to be a lot more of a center focus in this chapter, and she had her moments, but she wasn't really like the main focus of the chapter. We did get that scene in the end where her, you know, everyone was calling Sanjima Shark. I think it's pretty funny. And she's like, oh yeah, just don't tell your dad that I'm around here, because he was smoking a cigarette. But yeah, I mean, I think it's enjoyable, but I'm not necessarily hooked on it. I'm very interested to see what the next chapter is going to bring, where the story is going to go on from here. But we'll see. I also do think it's really funny how like there's this really big buff dolphin and his name's kind of Orphe. It's just kind of a funny name. I thought that was kind of funny. But I want to say like I did from the very beginning of it to the part where he is fighting as a cop to when he gets transferred and he meets the other police officer and like all that stuff I loved. I thought it was really great and I was really interested to see where it went. The whole stuff with like the police officer getting the whole stop at the end, didn't really like that part very much. Like I felt like I was so into it and that part kind of just like took me out of it a bit. But I'm not necessarily like saying that I don't like the series at all. I just want to see where it goes next. I probably won't end up doing this series weekly at this point because there's a few other series I'm already doing weekly. But I will continue to read it and I might just do a chapter here or there if I find it really interesting. That's all I really have for today, guys. That's my opinions on Hard Boiled Cop Chapter 1. Let me know what you guys think about it. I'm not sold on the series yet, but I do see the potential, and there was a lot of things I did like. So I'm definitely going to give the second chapter a shot and see how it goes. That's all I got today, guys. Zero Straw Hats here. Make sure you guys subscribe, and I will see you next time.